Gentlemen, be honest with me. How many times did you wake up last night to go to the bathroom? Once? Twice? Or maybe you've lost count because it happens so often. Those broken nights may feel like a small inconvenience at first. But if you're finding yourself dragging through the day, yawning in the afternoon, snapping at loved ones because you're so tired, it's not just sleep deprivation. It's your prostate whispering and sometimes shouting for help. Now, most men in their 60s or 70s shrug and say, "Well, this is just getting older." I want to stop you right there, because after 20 years of working with men, I can promise you, this isn't simply aging. This is biology, plus lifestyle colliding. And the truth is, there are powerful, natural ways to change the trajectory. In fact, there are 3 daily habits that can dramatically ease those symptoms, and even protect you against more serious prostate problems down the line. And I know you're wondering, yes, the 3rd habit will likely surprise you. It's a subject most men never hear a doctor say out loud, but it could be one of the most protective choices you'll ever make. But before we dive into those habits, do me a favor, tap the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Not because it helps me, but because every week I share research-backed, practical men's health strategies that could add years of vitality to your life. And let's be honest, YouTube isn't going to show you this kind of information unless you ask for it. So make sure you don't miss what's coming next. Now let's step back for a moment. Why do these symptoms even happen? Why do strong, capable men find themselves chained to the bathroom at night, embarrassed on road trips, even avoiding social outings because they don't want to be the guy who always has to stop? To understand that, you need to understand the prostate in the simplest, clearest way possible, and that's where we're heading right now. All right, let's start with the basics, because most men were never really taught what the prostate is, let alone how to protect it. And without understanding, it's easy to shrug off symptoms until they snowball. The prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, tucked just below your bladder. Sounds small, right? But here's the kicker. It sits right at the crossroads of 2 major highways in your body, the urinary tract and the reproductive system. As long as the prostate stays healthy, you can urinate smoothly, sleep through the night, and enjoy a strong, intimate life. But as men age, hormones shift, inflammation builds, and cells inside the prostate can multiply more than they should. What does that mean in real life? That tiny walnut can swell into something the size of an apricot, then a plum, and suddenly it's pressing on your bladder like a thumb against a garden hose. That's why you feel urgency, why you can't fully empty your bladder, and why you're waking up multiple times in the dark. I had a patient, let's call him Robert. He was 68, a retired teacher, sharp as a tack. But he avoided road trips with his grandkids because he hated being the reason the car stopped every 45 minutes. His pride was taking a beating. When Robert finally came in, he said something I'll never forget. "Doc, it's like my body has started bossing me around, and I don't like it." That's the reality many men face. And here's the truth. You don't have to surrender to it. By making a few daily shifts, you can ease that pressure, reclaim your energy, and yes, even enjoy intimacy again without that cloud of worry hanging over you. Now, here's the first myth I need to bust. Saint men believe that prostate issues are inevitable, that you're destined to pee 5 times a night just because you crossed 60. But study after study shows that lifestyle plays a massive role. Diet, exercise, stress. These can either accelerate prostate growth or slow it dramatically. You are not powerless. And that's exactly what this video is about, giving you the tools to take back control. Quick pause before we get practical. If this is connecting with you, if you're nodding because you felt like Robert or you've lived through those sleepless nights, do me a favor. Hit that like button. It tells me this message is reaching men who need it. And if you know a friend, a brother, or even a father struggling silently, share this video with them. You might be the one who gives them hope. Now that we understand the problem, let's talk solutions. Because there are 3 daily habits that science shows can dramatically protect your prostate health. And the first one begins with what's on your plate. Let's dive in. All right, let's talk about the first daily habit that can make or break your prostate health, your diet. Because believe me, the food on your plate isn't just fueling your body, it's either inflaming your prostate or protecting it. Most men don't realize the prostate is incredibly sensitive to inflammation. Think of it like a small, delicate sponge. When inflammation runs high in your body, that sponge swells, stiffens, and makes life uncomfortable. Good news? Every single bite you take is either pouring gasoline on that fire or gently pouring water to cool it down. Now, let's be honest. What do a lot of men over 50 reach for? Fast food on the go, salty snacks in front of the TV, a couple of beers at night, maybe a steak that's more fat than lean. I get it. It's convenient. It tastes good. And habits built over decades are hard to break. But here's what the science shows. A diet high in processed meat, fried foods, and added sugars is strongly linked to higher rates of prostate enlargement and even cancer. Why? Because these foods spike insulin, raise inflammation, and promote unhealthy cell growth in the prostate. So, what should you be eating instead? Let me break it down in simple categories. Tomatoes and lycopene. Tomatoes, especially cooked ones like in a pasta sauce, are rich in lycopene, an antioxidant shown to protect prostate cells. In fact, men who eat tomato-based foods several times a week have significantly lower risk of prostate issues. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. These contain compounds that help your body detox hormones and prevent excess growth signals from bombarding your prostate. Healthy fats. Swap bacon grease for olive oil, choose salmon over fried chicken. Omega-3 fats in fish reduce inflammation and keep cell walls healthy. Nuts and seeds. Pumpkin seeds are famous for prostate health because they're rich in zinc, a mineral essential for testosterone balance and proper prostate function. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, packed with antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, which is basically your cells rusting from the inside out. Notice what's missing here? The heavy, greasy, sugary, salty stuff that tastes good for 10 minutes but leaves you sluggish for hours. I remember another patient, let's call him James. He was 72, a proud grandfather, and loved his cheeseburgers, but his nights were miserable. Up 4, 5 times, and during the day, he was constantly scanning for the nearest bathroom. We made one simple switch. He replaced 3 of his weekly fast food meals with home-cooked salmon, vegetables, and a side of sweet potatoes. Within 3 months, he told me, "Doc, I didn't realize how much energy I was missing. I still get up once at night, but I can actually make it through my grandkids' soccer games without leaving for the bathroom every half hour." That's the power of food. It's not about giving things up. It's about trading short-term comfort for long-term freedom. Now, quick pause here. If this is making sense, and you're realizing you can start making these changes today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Every week, I break down complex men's health issues in simple, actionable steps. And trust me, YouTube isn't going to recommend this kind of science-backed men's health content unless you tell it to. So click subscribe, and let's keep building your health toolbox together. Okay, so how do you actually make this happen without feeling like you're on some impossible diet? Here are 3 simple strategies. Add, don't just subtract. Instead of focusing on cutting out your favorite foods, start by adding protective foods in. A handful of pumpkin seeds in the afternoon. A bowl of berries after dinner. A couple servings of broccoli each week. When you add, the bad stuff naturally crowds out. Cook in bulk. One of the biggest challenges I hear is, "Doc, I don't have time." My answer? Batch cook. Make a big pot of tomato-based chili with beans and ground turkey, freeze portions, and now you've got a lycopene-rich, prostate-friendly meal ready to go. Upgrade, don't overhaul. If you love burgers, make them at home with lean ground turkey or salmon patties. If you love chips, swap for roasted chickpeas. It's not about deprivation, it's about smarter swaps. Diet is the foundation. It's like building a house. If the foundation is shaky, nothing else matters. But when you put the right foods in your body, you create an environment where your prostate can calm down, where inflammation decreases, and where you can actually feel a difference in your daily life. But here's the catch. Food is only one piece. There's another daily habit, one that doesn't require you to cook or shop, but it can change how your body processes hormones, stress, and circulation, and that's exercise. And before you roll your eyes and think I'm talking about running marathons, let me stop you. Because the kind of exercise that helps your prostate is simpler, more accessible, and in some cases, it takes less than 20 minutes. Let's dive into that next. Daily habit. Number 2, exercise and movement. So we've laid the foundation with food, but if you stop there, you're missing one of the most powerful tools to keep your prostate calm and your body energized: movement. And I don't mean training like a 20-year-old athlete. I'm talking about smart, consistent exercise that works with your body, not against it. Here's the truth. Your prostate is extremely sensitive to circulation. Blood flow carries oxygen, nutrients, and hormones. And it also flushes out waste products. When you sit all day, in the car, in front of the TV, at the office, circulation slows. And where does that stagnation hit hardest? The pelvic area. Exactly where your prostate lives. That's why research consistently shows that men who exercise regularly have fewer urinary symptoms, better hormone balance, and lower risk of prostate enlargement. Exercise is like hitting the refresh button for your entire lower body system. The science in simple words. Let me put this in everyday language. Imagine your garden hose again. If water is constantly flowing, it stays clear. But if it sits stagnant, debris builds, algae grows, and pressure changes. That's what happens inside your body when circulation slows. Movement keeps things flowing. The best types of exercise for prostate health. So what kind of exercise works best? Let's keep this simple and practical. Walking, one of the most underrated forms of exercise. Just 30 minutes a day, even broken into 2 15-minute sessions, can improve circulation and reduce urinary frequency. Pelvic floor exercises, Kegels. Yes, men can do them too. These strengthen the muscles around the bladder and prostate, giving you better control. A simple cue: tighten the muscles as if you're trying to stop the flow of urine. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Repeat 10 times, twice a day. Resistance training. Light weights or bodyweight exercises like squats and push-ups. These not only boost testosterone, but also improve overall circulation. Stretching and mobility. Yoga or simple hip stretches reduce tension in the pelvic area. Less pressure, less discomfort. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Doc, I hate exercise. I've never been a gym guy. Here's the thing. You don't have to be. Exercise for prostate health isn't about sculpted muscles or six-pack abs. It's about consistency, a brisk walk after dinner, light stretches in the morning, picking up resistance bands instead of the TV remote. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is momentum. If this feels doable, if you're realizing that small, steady steps could add years of freedom to your life, go ahead and hit that like button right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Every week, I share practical, science-backed ways for men to reclaim health after 50. So tap subscribe and the bell icon so you don't miss the next tip. Because honestly, YouTube's not going to show you this kind of content unless you ask for it. The third daily habit for prostate health is something I call natural cleansing. And yes, it involves sexual health. Decades of research, including a landmark Harvard study that followed over 30,000 men for nearly 20 years, found something remarkable. Men who ejaculated more frequently, about 21 times a month or more, had up to a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. That's not speculation. That's hard science. Why this works. Why does frequency matter? Because ejaculation acts like a gentle cleanse for the prostate. Each time, old secretions, dead cells, and waste products are flushed out. Without that release, buildup inside the gland may contribute to irritation, inflammation, and even DNA damage over time. Think of it as an oil change for your body. Skip it and sludge builds up. Stay regular and the system runs smoother. Breaking the taboo. Now, let's be real. For many men, especially as they age, or if they don't have a steady partner, This can feel like a taboo subject. But from a medical perspective, it's not shameful. It's not immature. It's normal biology. Whether it happens with a partner or through self-release, the health benefit lies in the frequency itself. And I want to be very clear. If this feels uncomfortable to you, that's okay. But I encourage you, talk about it openly with your urologist. This is about health, not judgment. Of course, I also need to add this. Natural cleansing is powerful, but it doesn't replace your checkups. Your PSA test and your digital exam are still critical. Lifestyle lowers risk, but early detection saves lives. Please don't skip your yearly visit, so now you see the full picture. Habit number 1. Eat like your prostate depends on it, because it does. Habit number 2. Move daily. Keep circulation alive. Habit number 3. Cleanse naturally. Give your gland the release it needs. Individually, each habit helps. Together, they're a powerful trifecta that can radically change your future. Before we close, let me ask you, which of these 3 habits are you going to start today? Drop it in the comments. I read them personally because I want this to feel like a conversation, not a lecture. And if this message resonated, please share this video with a friend, a brother, or your father. Too many men suffer silently because they don't know the truth. You could be the reason someone finally takes action. And remember, your health is your greatest wealth. Don't wait until it's too late to protect it.